Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Egld. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, we still have this Fibonacci retracement set up here with the extension levels to the downside. The swing high was set up back in February this year, the swing low back in January 2023, and you can see that the 1.272 was successfully met. This was our minimal target at $28.66. We then had the 1.414 the 1.414 at $26.76 and the 1.618 at $24.25. And these targets can still be met if we have a capitulation, a dump. If Bitcoin starts dumping, we can definitely get to these levels. Don't discount these just yet. Now, I would say you can discount them after we manage to break above the October or the August 2022 highs. Once we manage to do that, that is going to show immense strength from the bulls, and we're going to break through these major resistance levels, and at that point we can safely assume that this was our bear market bottom and we can start moving to the upside from there. But until then, as we're printing and continuously printing lower lows and lower highs, I'm not going to say that the bear market bottom has been printed, because I would just be speaking out of my bum, and I don't like doing that, of course. And we just ran into this resistance block here. We lost this as support back in June. We came up to back test it as resistance. Pretty standard stuff. So I would wait just a bit more to enter Egld, because we are pulling back down. We're creating a bearish cross on the daily with the EMAs, the 20 EMA crossing below the 55. So I would say $32.68 could be your first entry here. If you still don't have a position in Egld, this would be a very good buying opportunity. The next support obviously would be down here at $28.66. That is a very good buying opportunity, and that's pretty much our bear market low, to be honest with you. Yeah. So this is our bear market low. We lost the December 2022 low. And if we continue dropping and we lose the 1.272, next up you have the 2676 level and then 2425. And we just briefly broke above this resistance level here, but we didn't have enough volume, and the token's price started dipping back below this major resistance, because this resistance has been rejecting us since February. You can see we had a rejection in March as well, in April, and then we had one here in July, but this was a fake out, obviously, because we're dropping below. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see that we're losing this support block that we've been retesting the past few weeks here, once in June, once in July, and now we're dumping below. So I would say you can wait until we come back down to this golden support block. You can see we did have a few back tests of support here and there, and it's not a perfect block. Obviously, it's not going to play out perfect 100% of the time, but we could see a small reversal from this area just because we've been pushing or pulling back down quite impulsively. We might have that bit of a bounce for maybe a few days, and you can take advantage with a swing trade. Maybe we run back into the 55 EMA as resistance, or we retest this diagonal resistance trend line. But once again, I would be careful with swing trading. I would not advise you swing trade right now, because we are on the verge of something, and at this point it's better to sit with your coins and just stake them and wait until we enter the alt season so that we can swing trade properly. Don't take unnecessary risks right now. And if we manage to dump all the way down to either this trend line here, this descending support trend line, or the support block that we have here set up from 25.2 down to 20.5, this is where you can be entering as well, and this can co-align with us retesting some of these support levels down here, maybe $28. You can also, as a matter of fact, take a look at this local high here, You can see we did back test this level as resistance on June 17th and 18th, and then we broke above, and we haven't seen the back test of support since then. So $31 is also an important level for us to retest if we want to continue with this healthy uptrend, because as of right now, this still could be a healthy uptrend. We just don't want to be losing this June low, because if we lose that June low, we're just continuing with this downtrend, and we're looking for a break here. We're looking for a break out of this unending downtrend. We want to break a major resistance level. Until that happens, like I said, there's always a possibility for us to dump below the bear market low. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. Taking a look at the weekly chart, you can see that we do have some sort of a channel down pattern here. We've had multiple back tests of resistance here, a few back tests of support, and it is possible we're going to be coming back down and retesting the support of the channel here one more time. I don't know when, obviously, and don't know if we're going to be doing that at all. Let me change the size here of the price tags. So I don't know if we're going to be coming back down to the support of the channel pattern. If that were to happen, $24.80 is a great level for us to retest. And you can see that we did back test the 1.272 here. We have the exact same Fibonacci setup. And if this plays out, then that's great. You can set up some buy limit orders. You have a few levels that you can target here. And I would obviously hope that this would happen, because this would provide us with great buying opportunities. But just keep in mind, we're going to keep dumping and dumping until we stop. And you don't want to be entering when we're pumping. So make sure you build your positions while you'll still have the time, while everyone is turning away from crypto. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. While the bearish narratives are coming into play here and there, so things aren't pumping. Obviously, you can see that we're still in this downtrend. So make sure you capitalize and use this opportunity. Now, taking a look at the current situation we have with the large fib, we did use this as an example in case we bottomed out at the 1.618. But as of right now, if we use this June bottom in the bull market, we're going to be looking at $877 per token, which sounds very realistic, because this is just a 2x from our previous bull market top, and I would say $866 for Egld is going to be doable. Obviously, I'm going to start taking profits earlier, and I'll advise all of you when I start doing that. The patrons would be obviously the first to know this, but just know that selling all in at once is not a very smart decision. You want to be averaging out of the markets. Of course, there are exceptions, but if you're gradually growing and pumping, you want to be taking profits along the way and not just try to catch the top, because you're never going to be able to do that. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, let's compare the price action and the RSI and see if we have any sort of divergences or anything that's going to catch my eye here. We do have a bit of a divergence, to be honest with you. So you can see the RSI is printing a higher low while the price action is printing a lower low. Now, this did cause a bit of a move to the upside here, but I don't think this is the end of it. Usually when a divergence is this big, we see quite an impulsive move to the upside, so we might even rally up to $40, $42, and then retest this resistance and then come back down once again. You also have the golden ratio there of the Fibbonacci retracement, so we can still continue with this move to the upside. If you were looking to swing trade, I would say just stay out of it for now. Don't risk. It's not necessary to do that right now. It's not worth it. The stochastic has reversed down, and we're headed back to the oversold below the index of 20. And I would say once we enter that, oversold area below the index of 20. Once the price action pulls back down below $32, you can start once again building your position. You don't want to be buying these moves to the upside. And the volume has started coming in just a bit, nothing too major here. If you compare it to what we saw back in 2021, this is nothing. And that is pretty much it for Elrond, or for Multiverse X. I am a big fan of the project, and I do hold a good amount, and I'm staking through the Ledger Live app. And I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know what are your targets for the long term here. I hope you learned something useful, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.